Welcome to a new tutorial, everybody. Today I will teach you one of the easiest freezes we have in breakdance / b-boying, and that is the turtle freeze. A very simple and at the same time a really cool looking move, and of course the absolute basic for b-boy moves like for example the windmill, munchmill or advanced freezes. And the basic for many calisthenic skills like for example front lever, planche, handstands and so on. Quickly to the theory, this move is maybe 10% strength, if even, and 90% balance. In the turtle freeze position, you are basically a scale, while your hands represent the center. So with leaning back and forth, you basically balance on your hands. And what you have to do is basically nothing. Your only job is to keep your hands stiff and to keep body tension. You are basically a plank, and seriously, you can learn this move in maybe 5 minutes. But of course, that depends a lot on your prerequisites. This move is quite intensive on your wrists, so make sure to have a proper warm-up to prevent injuries. A little bit of wrist pain is completely normal, but if the pain gets too strong, simply stop. Alright, let's get right into it. Basically, there are two different types of turtle freezes. The two-handed turtle freeze and the one-handed turtle freeze. But the one-handed turtle freeze is actually also two-handed. Doesn't matter, you know what I mean. I think for beginners the two-handed one is slightly easier because you have kind of double support, so let's start with this one. Before we do that on the ground, please repeat the following motion. Basically, you simply start with stretching out your arms and then you turn your hands so that your fingers are facing away from each other. Here it also doesn't really matter if they are facing like this or they are even facing down. The most important thing is that they're not facing up because that might hurt your wrists. So 1, 2, and the next thing you do is you really fix your elbows to the center of your body. That would be at around the upper ab region. Very important, do not put your elbows too far to the sides of your body because it might happen that you will slip away. Alright, now let's transition to the ground. We start with pushing our arms into the ground, and this is already a very important step. You have to keep your arms stiff, they have to hold your whole body, so make sure to be here really under tension. The second step is, and this is extremely important and I think this is not mentioned in many tutorials, you have to lean to the front. Just imagine a scale where one side is much heavier than the other one. Obviously, you will have difficulties holding this position. So you lean to the front. We will talk about the legs in a second. You bend your arms, lean your body weight on your elbows and lean further and further to the front while going down. Alright, now you know what to do with the upper body, but you might ask yourself, what exactly are you doing with your legs? And here you have many different options. You can keep your legs closed, open them, stretch them or have them slightly bent. What I recommend to beginners is to slightly bend them. Why? Because if your legs are stretched out, doesn't matter if they are open or closed, you have more weight on one side of the scale. So what I want to say is, this version here is, in my opinion, a bit harder to hold than this one. I would say this is not the most aesthetically beautiful version, so if you have the strength, if you have some experience, definitely stretch out your legs. And generally I recommend to open the legs and not have them closed, because like this the weight is distributed even better. Otherwise you just have them kind of focused on one point. By the way, it doesn't matter if you're doing this move on your knees or on your feet. The most important thing is you have to do it the way you feel most comfortable. I personally do it always like this, and then I elevate. Other people feel more comfortable with being on their knees, and then they elevate. But I think when you're on your feet, it's kind of a bit easier to keep body tension at all times. Try both, you will see in which position you will feel better. A quick tip, you don't have to automatically elevate anything, your head or your legs. You can also start with simply having everything on the ground and then trying to lift one side. Let's try this one and then this one. I also realized that when your legs are farther away from each other, that means the weight is kind of distributed, it's also easier to hold this position. It's absolutely normal that it feels really weird in the beginning. You obviously never did that before, but if you do that a couple of times, you will get naturally a feeling where your arms should be, how much you should lean to the front, and so on. Alright, and now let's talk about the one-handed version. In my opinion, the one-handed has more advantages than the two-handed version because you can kind of transition easier into other b-boy moves, like for example into the windmill or in more advanced freezes. But as soon as you master the two-handed one, definitely learn the one-handed version. Here you start exactly the same way, but you have to know if you go clockwise or counterclockwise. That means in which position you feel more comfortable. Do you feel more comfortable having the right arm in the center of your body, or is it the left one? And now you put one arm above, away from your body, while the other one, your main arm, basically stays the same. You again lean to the front, and now your whole weight is only on one arm. And the other one here is basically for support. 1, 2, lean to the front and up. All in one motion. By the way, you can also turn your hand completely backwards if you feel more comfortable. A common mistake people do in this variation is that they look to the front. And it will be much easier and also better for the future if you look into the direction of your supportive arm. I mean, just imagine, you wanna, I don't know, one day go from turtle freeze into the windmill and you're looking in this direction, but you're actually spinning in this one, you will, I don't know, break your neck or something. Like, really uncomfortable. So why is the one-handed version now better for transitions? It's simply because the supportive arm gives you a lot of possibilities. Let me show you 3. Transition number 1, turtle freeze to baby freeze. The maybe simplest transition you can do. Basically, you start in the turtle freeze, as you always do, and then you put, in my case, the right leg, the right knee on top of the supportive arm. Just like that. Transition number 2, a bit more difficult, from turtle freeze into the, I call it, tower freeze. That means 1, and now you go on your elbow with your main arm and close both legs. You have to do it explosive, otherwise it will be way too difficult. And the last transition is the transition into the backspin. This is a must-learn transition if you want to transition one day from turtle freeze directly into the windmill. From here, we want to do the same motion as if we want to go to the baby freeze like in transition 1, but instead of going into the baby freeze, we go on our elbow and then on our shoulder and then on our upper back. That means alright guys, don't forget, it's all about mobility. The better you are stretched, the easier the move will also be. So don't forget to include stretching sessions from time to time into your workout. If you're interested in more breakdance tutorials, check out my playlist. Thanks a lot for watching, good luck with the move, stay healthy, and see you in the next video.